Okay, let's unpack this. We've got a really interesting set of source material today.
Yeah.
A bunch of transcripts from a YouTube channel, DJ FOMO.
Right.
And wow, the first thing that jumps out is,
Yeah.
well, it's surprisingly emotional.
It really is. What's fascinating right off the bat is this source, cajón que no cierra bachata. It uses, a drawer.
Exactly, a drawer. It talks about un cajón que no se cierra bien, a drawer that doesn't close properly.
Yeah, but it's not just stuck. The language is striking.
It really is. People push it con fuerza sin compassion. With force, no compassion.
Yeah.
But it doesn't just break. It resists. It actually pide ten count. It asks for attention.
It pushes back. It says, resiste pide amor, no solo un empujón. It resists, asks for love, not just a shove. You can almost feel the tension it describes. Every time someone tries to force it, aumenta su tensión. Its tension increases. It's like it's begging, handle me con delicadeza y pasión.
Gently, yeah. And gets deeper. The source says it tiene alma y busca una conexión. It has a soul and seeks connection.
I know. It's not resisting just to be annoying, but because it's cansado de la misma rutina. Tired of the same old routine, the forcing.
Tired of being treated like, well, just an object.
Exactly. It wants understanding, wants people que ven su valía, to see its value. It's not solo un cajón, just a drawer. It's parte de la vida.
Part of life. That's quite something.
And the core plea, the message of the song, is for comprehension. Listen to its voice because, and this is the line, a veces un cajón también necesita amor.
Sometimes a drawer also needs love.
Wow.
So right from the start, from this yearning drawer, we get this powerful idea. Maybe brute force isn't the answer.
Right. Maybe resistance, whether it's from a thing or a situation or, maybe even a person. Maybe it's asking for something different.
Understanding, attention, a connection. It really sets a deeper tone for looking at this stuff.
It does. And it's interesting coming from DJ FOMO, right? You hear FOMO, you think fear of missing out, anxiety.
Yeah, totally.
But so much of the rest of this material seems to be about the opposite. It's about finding connection, building community, creating something so you don't miss out.
That's a great point. Okay, so let's shift from the lonely drawer to, to people finding each other. How do these sources describe the beginning of this group, Los FOMOs?
Well, sources like El Origen de FOMO and the FOMO Rap, they paint a pretty stark picture of the start.
How so?
They talk about meeting when they were sin nada en los bolsillos, desesperados solos. Nothing in their pockets, desperate, alone.
Wow. Found each other in places like Quino, Coruña.
Yeah, those places are mentioned. And it wasn't like instant friendship. The sources say al principio distantes.
Distant at first.
Yeah. And no había simpatía al principio, solo necesidad. No sympathy, just need. Brought together by, hard times, it sounds like.
Okay, so they're thrown together by circumstance, by maybe desperation. How did they actually connect then?
Well, much like the drawer needed something specific, they found their connection through music and dance. The sources are really clear on this. La música nos unió. Music united us. El baile los unió. Dance united them.
So that was the key.
Seems like it. Unidos por la desesperación bailando encontraron su canción. United by desperation, dancing, they found their song.
That's actually really powerful. From being alone and desperate, they build bonds through rhythm, through moving together.
And through shared experiences, too. They traveled, right. The transcripts mention trips to Casas Rurales, La Isla, Irlanda.
Ireland, wow. Viajaron por Irlanda de aventura en aventura.
Creating momentos inolvidables juntos. Unforgettable moments together.
So those links were forged en cada baile, in every dance.
Yeah, so their whole foundation seems built on overcoming that initial distance, that hardship through dance. In places like Quino, Coruña, Tequila, Guate, Galicia. It's a story of finding your tribe when you had nothing.
Creating that connection so you wouldn't be alone anymore. Okay, so the group forms. What kind of energy did they have? What was their identity like, according to these sources? FOMO second season. Congreso de Calpe. They use some pretty intense words.
They really do. Descriptions like secta intensa, an intense sect.
Whoa.
That they te van a hypnotize, they'll hypnotize you. There's even this line about toxicidad es aditiva como un diamante.
Toxicity is addictive like a diamond.
It's
provocative.
It is, but it's quickly followed by pasitos prohibidos hay un brillante. Forbidden steps, there's a brilliance. So maybe chaotic, maybe a bit much, but definitely captivating.
Sounds like it. And the energy seems tied to constant movement, right? Bailaron sin descansar, dancing without rest, coreografía sin fin.
They traen la alegría, son el alma del jardín. They bring the joy. They're the soul of the garden. It's called pura locura, pure madness.
And we even get names, personalities popping up in the FOMO's second season source.
Yeah, glimpses of individuals. Marta, Josue the FL Natural, Alba, who's always late, Rigo, Patricia, Miguel the Asesina, Barbara the Dreamer, Nacho's humor.
Yolanda the Bestia, Javi the Planner, Robert Style, Paula's Laugh, Laura, David, Carlos, Maria. It sounds like a real cast of characters fueling this collective energy.
Totally. And that Congreso de Calpe source, it really puts you right in the middle of it. A fiesta sin igual, nonstop dancing jokes. Jugar ese tiempo está acosando.
And the thing about the police showing up.
Oh, yeah, that's mentioned multiple times. Ya la Guardia Civil ya está llamando. The Guardia Civil is already calling.
They know they're coming.
Apparently, la Guardia Civil ya sabe que los FOMOs están llegando. They know this group is phenomenal, maybe just a lot. La gila tanto de esta loca situación. The authorities are aware of this crazy situation.
That's wild. Their energy is so big, it literally gets the attention of the authorities. It's like they're creating their own gravitational pull. Maybe they're the source of FOMO for everyone else.
Oh, could be. And despite all the chaos, the intensity, maybe even that hint of toxicity, the source says, Los FOMOs son puro corazón, pure heart.
They're reinando in Calpe, ruling the place. La atracción.
Yeah, this collective, dance-fueled energy just seems to define them everywhere. Tequila, Guate, Coruña, Calpe. It's quite a picture of shared passion creating this magnetic identity.
Okay, let's zoom in on the dance itself. There's one source, Rivalidad en la pista reggaeton, that seems to capture a specific moment of tension.
Yeah, it describes friction right there on the dance floor. Specifically, cuando suena salsa, algo cambia en el corazón. When the salsa music starts, something changes in the heart.
You can feel it.
La pista se siente la tensión. You feel the tension on the dance floor.
And it's between specific groups, trance dance and Latin dance.
Exactly. Trance and Latin dance. And initially, there are miradas de superioridad, looks of superiority.
Ah, okay. So you've got these different dance schools or crews, maybe a bit of pride, bit of rivalry.
Right. Styles clashing, maybe.
Yeah.
But the interesting thing is the source doesn't just leave it there with the conflict.
What happens?
The act of dancing together is what resolves it.
Ah, so dance wins again.
Seems to be the theme. El baile los unió. The dance united them. Ya no hay division, no more division. Ahora en la pista no hay tensión.
They become dos academias, una sola canción. Two academies, one song.
Yeah, it just hammers home that idea from their origin story. Dance isn't just fun for them, it's this really powerful glue. It can actually melt away rivalry and bring people together on the spot.
Using that energy we were just talking about.
Exactly, putting it into practice.
Okay, but these intense things, they often change, don't they? If we look across the sources again, El Origen de FOMO, the FOMO rap, FOMO's second season,
Huh?
there's a sense that this chapter ends.
There is. The sources acknowledge it. Todo lo que empieza tiene su final. Everything that starts has an end.
And the group itself.
El grupo se desvaneció como bruma en la mañana. The group vanished like mist in the morning. Unos tuvieron que irse. Some had to leave. The actual physical group, it dispersed.
Which sounds kind of sad after all that energy.
It could be. But what's really interesting is how the sources talk about what lasts.
Okay, what does last?
The memory, the spirit. En el recuerdo quedó nuestro destino. Our destiny remained in memory, that connection through dance. En nuestras almas la bachata seguirá por siempre. In our souls, bachata will go on forever.
So even if they're not all dancing together in Calpe anymore.
The legend lives on. La leyenda de los FOMOs en las calles persiste. The legend persists in the streets. Their spirit resuena en cada esquina, cada bar, su memoria llena. It echoes everywhere, filling the memory.
They're remembered as Leyenda en Cor, probably Coruña, right?
Seems likely. And it's not just a vague legend. It emphasizes su amistad que aún existe. Their friendship still exists and tells you to recuerda sus pasos. Remember their steps.
So the message is really about the lasting impact. The bonds, the memories, the spirit, that stuff doesn't just vanish when the party stops.
Exactly. It suggests that kind of intense, shared experience creates something permanent, even after the group itself changes form.
Right. Okay, so we've gone from a lonely drawer needing love to this incredibly vibrant, dancing, collective, forging, lasting bonds. But there's another thread in these sources, isn't there? Something totally different.
Yeah, completely different. That's the un día más en la oficina source.
Oh, yeah.
A day more at the office. It introduces this character, El Rey del Click, the king of the click.
The king of the clique. Okay, and his story is not like the FOMOs at all.
Not remotely. He's teleworking. sitting in su trono de casa on his throne at home.
His throne. Nice.
And he's described as solo está relajado, just relaxed, watching videos, seemingly having a super easy time. En el juego ha ganado, he's won the game. Su día está salvado.
Wow.
While los colegas trabajan, sudan la gota gorda, his colleagues are working, sweating bullets in the traditional office.
Ah, the contrast.
Big contrast. And the source mentions the envidia de la oficina no es nada mal. The envy from the office isn't bad at all. They see him having it easy.
And he seems untouched by typical work stress.
Completely. No hay reporte ni llamada. Su paz no se incomoda. No reports, no calls bother his peace. He's making money. En el banco de su fortuna, his life is un festival.
What about company problems? Like if the business struggles?
Doesn't touch him, apparently. La empresa puede quebrarte. The company can go bankrupt. But he shrugs it off. La quiebra es un rumor que a él no le atropella. Bankruptcy is a rumor that doesn't run him over.
Wow. So he's just detached, found a way out of the grind.
Seems like it. And the source is pretty blunt. Él encontró el secreto. He found the secret.
The secret. Is the secret just checking out and being comfortable? Or is it presenting a genuinely different, maybe smarter way to handle work life?
That's the question, isn't it? It's definitely presented as a path, a successful one in its own way. It's such a stark contrast to the FOMOs. Their path was all intense effort, community, shared struggle and joy. This guy's path is solitude, detachment, maybe optimizing for ease. It makes you wonder what that secret really means. Is it about avoiding stress or finding a different kind of fulfillment?
So looking back across everything, wow. These sources you shared, they took us on quite a journey.
Yeah.
From a drawer with feelings
To a dancing sect.
and a king on his home throne.
Oh, it's quite a mix.
Yeah,
But themes emerge, don't they?
definitely. We started with that drawer, that surprising idea that maybe resistance isn't just being difficult. Maybe it's asking for understanding, for a gentler touch.
Right. And then we dove headfirst into the FOMOs.
Mm.
How connection and this amazing, vibrant community could be built from almost nothing, from desperation, even through something like dance.
That shared passion creating something really powerful, something that lasted even after the group itself changed. We saw that legacy aspect.
And how dance could even resolve conflict, like on the dance floor between those academies.
Mm-hmm. But then, completely flipping the script, we met the teleworking king, the guy who found his secret, seemingly through detachment, finding ease outside the collective hustle.
Yeah, so what this deep dive really shows, I think, is how meaning and connection and different ways to navigate life can pop up in really unexpected places.
Totally. Whether it's listening closely to something simple, like that drawer,
Or throwing yourself into a passionate community like the FOMOs.
or maybe finding your own quieter path, like the king of the clique. There isn't just one way.
Exactly. It shows that profound insights, these connections, these different paths, they're everywhere if you look, often where you least expect them.
It really makes you think, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like, where in your own life are you maybe pushing too hard when something just needs a bit of understanding, like that drawer?
Or where could you find unexpected connection? Maybe through a shared passion you haven't explored yet.
And what's your secret going to look like? Is it about building those intense bonds, that phono-style energy? Or is it more like the teleworker, finding your own quiet way to navigate it all? Lots to chew on there.